So if you show up at a college ID camp unannounced, you're actually not attending a opportunity to get a roster spot. What you're actually attending is a fundraiser for the school. So I coach college soccer at the Division I level for 18 years at Quinnipiac University. And what I want to help you with today is to spot the difference between a generic email invite and a personalized invite that you should be acting on. So let's dig into it. So let's look at the screen here. On your left-hand side, we have your generic invite. Doesn't really mention your name, talks about developing your skills and working with our elite coaching staff. We've all seen this invite before. It was probably sent out to the 2,000 players that were in attendance at the showcase that they were recently at. Now, if you look at the invite on the right-hand side, immediately you see that it's more personalized. And what you're looking for is, has this school seen you play? And in the email it's saying, saw you play at the GA showcase. Has this school seen your film? Yeah. Watched your film and they believe you could be a good fit for their class of 2027. So that's what we're looking for. A personalized email that talks about having seen you play and that they'd like to get you on campus to see you play more. If your email does not look like that, then don't waste the $300 attending the camp. I'll never forget this one situation when I worked at Quinnipiac. We scheduled an ID camp and a family came up to me, half an hour before the event. They introduced themselves and they told me they flew all the way from California for this one event. And I could see it immediately. They loved the school. They loved the Northeast setting. It was in the fall. Everything was beautiful about the campus. But I'd never spoke to this family before. They handed me their resume and immediately there was some red flags on that resume. And sure enough, 15 minutes of the camp, it became very apparent that this player just wasn't up to the level that we were looking for. And it was so discouraging to know that I could have solved this problem for this family, saved them thousands of dollars and hours of flying around the country if they'd just simply got into a conversation with me and sent me an email a month ahead of time. So I want to help you guys out by not making that same mistake. Now, let's put yourself in the shoes of a college coach. I have a list here on the screen. I have 60 players showing up for my event. Now, obviously, I have a 3-hour event. It's impossible for me to be able to watch all 60 players. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 to 5 of those players that I've had conversations with, or maybe I saw them at a prior showcase, or I watched their film and their film, was at the level we were looking for. So I'll take those players and put them on a shortlist. And those players on the shortlist are the players that I'm really going to be focusing in on. So you could see the difference immediately. If you're not on that shortlist, somehow you've got to beat out 59 other players. Whereas if you're on the shortlist, you potentially have to be the best 1 or 2 players on that list. Huge difference. So very, very important that you don't just show up at these events unannounced, and that you show up at these events having had prior conversations with the college coaches, and that ideally you're on their shortlist or their radar prior to the event. So how do you actually get on the coach's radar? And there's one word that I'm going to use throughout this entire video when talking about playing levels, is you need to be realistic. It's okay to have your dream schools and your reach schools, but most of our focus should be on schools that we feel are a good athletic fit. Now, how do you go about finding that? Well, the first thing we should be doing is talking to your premier coach. For the most part, these coaches have sent players all around the country. I'm sure they've sent players at various levels. So talk to your coach and get a sense where your coach believes that you would be a good fit. Now, the other thing you can do is go to your club's website, check out the alumni page, and see where your club is sending players. Do they send players mainly Division II, Division III, or are they a big-time club that's sending players to Power 4 schools and, top Division I schools? So do a little bit of homework in that regards. So once you've found your athletic fit and your playing level, the next thing you need to do is do a targeted outreach to these college coaches. You start off with an email. It should have your resume, your highlight video, It should have a schedule coming up. And at the end of the email, you want to put a call to action to the college coach. And basically what you want to get into is a dialogue with this coach. So you really should be asking them, do you see me as a fit for your upcoming ID camp? Do you see me as a fit as a potential player that can get on your roster? And we're trying to get into this dialogue. So as I said, when you show up at the ID camp, that the coach has information about you and they've talked about you and they have an email trail. And that is one of the ways that you're going to get on this coach's radar. So it's going to take a little bit of work, but it could save you thousands of dollars and hours of wasted time. Figuring out the correct playing level is probably one of the hardest things you're going to do, but one of the most important things you're going to do in this college recruiting journey. So what we've done on our website is we've actually created a tool where if you plug in your data, it's going to kick back the level that we believe that you should be playing at. So let's take a look at our website at the moment. Still a little bit in the developmental stage, but by the time you see this video, it might be totally up and running. So let's just say we're a ECNL player and we were all conference first team. So I'll just plug that in. And what it's kicking back is, we should probably be targeting Power 4 mid-major Division 1 schools. And once you've got that information, you then take your tier, which it said we were tier A and tier B. So we plug that in. And let's just say we want to stay in the Northeast. So we plug that in. And what it will do, it will kick back schools that are Power 4 schools, mid-level Division 1, so it's got a lot of Ivy League schools in there. It's got an ACC school in Boston College. So it's kicking back, a great list of schools that would fit your criteria. And you can even sort by, let's just say, academics, say good academics, potential 1380 SAT score, and then you plug that in and it'll probably eliminate, you've got Yale in there obviously, so it's going to focus heavy on the Ivy Leagues. So this is a tool that we've devised. It's free to use. Take a look at it if you get an opportunity. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more of this in regards to our recruiting, click the subscribe button so you can get more information on this crazy world of college recruiting. I'll see you in the next one.